Hello, welcome to the show. As many of you know, I was a working mom in corporate America for 12 years while pursuing my passions on the side. And for those working moms feeling dissatisfied and like you can't find time for your passions, I want you to know that I truly empathize with you. I understand the desire for fulfillment and purpose at this stage in your life. And that's why I encourage you to make strategic time to pursue your side passions. Often we have the time, but we fill it with inconsequential things instead of what truly matters. Remember, pursuing our God-led passions not only brings us fulfillment, but it also allows us to help others. So today I'm going to be sharing 10 strategies that I personally use to make my passions a priority and make time for them while working a full-time job. And you're going to want to take notes, so grab a journal and a pen because you don't want to miss this episode. Welcome to Monetize Your Passion, a place for moms with big dreams and an eagerness to turn them into a thriving reality. Whether you're a mother looking to monetize your talents, transition from a stagnant job, or explore a fun side hustle, you're in the right place. I'm Caroline, wife, mother, and the visionary behind Tinseltown Mom, a platform dedicated to helping moms to embrace and pursue their God-given dreams. After interviewing nearly 100 celebrities for my platform, one common theme stands out in their success stories: passion. As a former actress, current writer, celebrity blogger, and certified life coach, passion has always been at the core of my journey. And through it all, I've discovered the power of honing our gifts, learning from our past, and using our experiences to uplift others. Join me on the show as I explore stories of celebrity moms and successful mompreneurs, uncovering the roadmap to their accomplishments. I'll also be sharing business and marketing tips to guide you towards tangible ideas for making money. Here, my hope is that you'll find inspiration from God, encouragement, and practical insights to monetize your passion. So as a working mom, I truly believe that you can find ways to work on your side passions with just some intentional strategies so you can balance your time, your resources, and just your life. So again, I'm going to be providing 10 ways that you can make your passions a priority and actually make time for them. And this first step is actually a mindset issue, but I feel like we need to start here. The first step is to be faithful with the little. And that's actually scriptural, Luke 16:10. If we are faithful with little, we will be faithful with more. So if we're faithful with what we have in our hands, then God will be able to bless us with more. So that's where I want you to start. I want you to start by committing to be faithful with what you have. What kind of time do you have right now? What resources do you have right now? Commit to being faithful with what you have in your hands, and then we can continue with the rest of the things that are tangible. So that's the first thing, be faithful with the little. So the second way that you can make time for your side passions is to write out your quarterly, monthly, and weekly goals in a journal. And this is something that I've talked extensively about on my show. Goal setting, it is so important. So that is something that I want you to, after you're committed to being faithful with the little that you have, I want you to commit and write down your goals. So I want you to start with the major goal that you want to accomplish for the quarter. Then you're going to write out monthly goals that will help you get to that quarterly goal. Then weekly goals to help you get to those monthly goals. So for example, if your major goal for the quarter is to get one paid coaching client, so month one might be about building your offer. So your monthly goals might look something like this. Outline your coaching program. Use a platform like Canva to create your marketing collateral. Find groups to network in. So that might be month one. Month two might be something like outline your social media strategy. Find a long form platform to promote your services, etc. So then for the weekly goals, you'll break those larger goals into bite-sized aspirations. So maybe the weekly goals will include the research that you need for some of those goals, or maybe it's finding free coaching clients to practice your program on. So you get my point. You start with the one major goal for the quarter. You write out your monthly goals that's going to get you to that quarterly goal, then the weekly goals that's going to get you to that monthly goal. So after writing out your goals, the third way that you can make time for your side hustles is to use a planner. So remember, you wrote out all your goals in a journal. Now I want you to actually have a physical planner. And again, this is speaking from experience. This is what helps me. Those goals that you set for yourself, I want you to write them out in your planner. For the month, what did you set for yourself? For the week, what do you set for yourself? And then every day you're going to look at that planner every day, and you're going to have tasks for the day that's relating to that weekly goal, that monthly goal, and then eventually that quarterly goal. So you're writing it out on that planner. And there's something about writing out your goals and actually seeing it and visualizing it and then crossing off your list for the day of accomplishing it. There's something fulfilling about actually crossing off tasks that you've completed. And it actually makes you want to continue to pursue your goals when you're actually doing that. So again, use your planner, write down what you're going to be working on a daily basis, and your goals are going to be inside of that planner as well. So the fourth way that you can make time for your side hustles is to optimize your lunch breaks. And I would encourage you, because a lot of times, especially if you work from home, I did it. We all do it. A lot of times when we're working from home, we don't even think about our lunch breaks. We will work right through it. We actually work more and longer hours when we work from home. But I want you to be intentional about this. Every day you set your time of when you're going to take your lunch break, if you can do that, and you use your lunch break to do things that you need to do to pursue your passions. When I was at one of my jobs, we had a kitchen and an oven, and I would actually bring food from the grocery store and I would cook during my lunch hour. So when I got home, I had more time for my passions. At another company, we actually had a gym right next to me, and I would work out during my lunch hour. I would also use my time to interview people for my platform. I would drive somewhere in my car and I would interview people for my blog. And I always used my lunch. I used it to the best that I could. And sometimes during the week, of course, I would have lunch with my coworkers, but it was very intentional when I would do that and when I was making time for my actual passions. So again, if you have your planner, you can write out the best days that you are going to use your lunch to pursue your passions. Or, maybe if you want to connect with your coworkers, you can do that as well. But again, you are on a mission, you have goals, and it might require you taking a season of not hanging out with your coworkers if that's something that you do on a regular basis. Maybe you have to reserve that for other times. But again, if you're trying to build your business on the side and eventually maybe even scale it to full time, you have to be intentional about your time in making those strategic moments work for you. So lunch breaks are a good time to optimize your time to use for your passions. So the fifth way that you can make time for your side hustles is to batch work. So that just means that you're grouping similar tasks together to maximize efficiency. So for example, if you have a service or product-based business, you're going to set aside one session to create, for example. Then you might set aside a time block to do research. And maybe you'll set another time frame to organize your clients or do follow-up emails. So the goal is to take tasks that you do all at once, and you're going to batch that work into a group so you're doing it at one time. That's a good way to be efficient with your time, and it's a good way to get things done. And I do want to interject and just let you know that if you are a working mom looking to start a side hustle using your skills and passions, then I invite you to sign up for my brand new 4-step one-on-one coaching program that I just recently launched. So in 4 sessions, I'll help you select the best niche for your passion, choose the right platform to market your passion, help you come up with the right income strategy, plus help you create a roadmap for achieving your goals. So if you're interested in this, then fill out the coaching application in the show notes to get started. All right. So the 6th way that you can make time for your side hustles is to optimize your commutes. So when I was working at a specific job and I had a 30-minute commute to my job and back, I would always be listening to podcasts or an audiobook, or even a course. Like if I was taking a course, I was listening to it on audio. I was always learning and trying to get better at my passion. And I use those commutes to the fullest. And even if you work from home and you don't have a commute to work, you have a commute to pick up your kids, or maybe you're taking them to their practices, you can use that time wisely as well in between practices. Even maybe if you're waiting to pick them up at school, you can be in the car listening to something, reading up on something, just getting better at your craft. Again, that commute, that's valuable time, like to and fro. And I know as moms, we're always driving somewhere. So use your commutes wisely. The seventh way you can make time for your side hustle is to use work learning to your advantage. So anytime my company offered Excel classes or time management workshops or any other type of optional training, I was there because I knew that I could use that learning and those skills. I knew they were transferable to the things that I was doing on the side. And even with one of my earlier corporate jobs, they actually paid for full education. They paid for you to go to college. And I took advantage of that and went back to school and got a master's at one of the top universities in the world. I got a master's in professional writing. So at this job, you can go back and get a degree in anything and they would pay for it, the full thing. And that's what I did because they valued higher education. They actually promoted that. Unfortunately, this company doesn't do that anymore, but I would encourage you to go on your company's website, look and see what type of learning and training that they offer, and take advantage of it. You can always learn and grow in something. It could be communication. It could be goal setting. There's something that your company is offering you as far as training and education that you could probably take advantage of. So look into that. So the eighth way you can make time for your side hustles is to blend work with your passion. So if your passion overlaps with your current job, try to integrate elements in your day-to-day role. For example, again, I'll use myself as an example. Writing, that's one of my passions. I took advantage of that. And when I got my degree, I started my blog on the side, but I was also still doing freelance writing. But when I became a corporate recruiter at one of my jobs, I decided that I wanted to start writing for career and business publications because I wanted to build up my authority with my company and just, my overall brand. So I would write these articles and then I would post them on LinkedIn so I could build my authority even further because it went hand in hand with the role that I had and also with the industry that I was choosing to write about. But I would just make sure if you're doing that your company is okay with you posting on LinkedIn and things like that. Because there was one of my jobs where legal actually did get involved and told me I had to shut it down. Like I could no longer on my LinkedIn page write about certain things in the career world. And that was because they were paying for me to have a premium LinkedIn account. And at the time, because of that, I couldn't write anything that was not related to my actual company because they didn't want it to look like it was something that they were promoting. So anywho, just make sure when you are doing this, you're blending it, that everything is on the up and up with your company. They're okay with you doing that. Some other ways that you can blend your passions with your work is, let's say, again, I'll just use the writing example. Let's say writing is your passion. Maybe you can write for the company newsletter, or maybe you can write for the company blog, or let's say you're into social media. Maybe you can help with the social media, or, there's certain things that you're skilled in or that you're passionate about. Look to see if there's some ways that you can blend that passion with your job. So the ninth way that you can make time for your side hustles is to include your kids in your passions. And I loved doing this, and I still do it to this day. I include my kids in my passions. So when I started my blog, Tinseltown Mom, 10 years ago, my kids were very young. So they really grew up with me being a blogger. And early on, I became a Peanuts brand ambassador. And because of that, that meant that my family and we could go to the movie premieres together. We could go to theme parks together. I was always getting some sort of swag that I could pass along to my kids, or I had to do various blog posts with them involved in it. And there was always something going on. So that was with Peanuts, and I was a brand ambassador for them for several years. And then also I was doing a lot of sponsored posts with family-friendly brands that would pay me to post about their brand. And then I would include my kids in that, and still do. And I would also pay them. I would give them a percentage, and I still do give them a percentage of what I make, and always include them in that. And even now, I'm always brainstorming with my kids about like what guests I should have on the show. Like I was looking for like a gamer mom. I asked if they had any suggestions. So I'm always trying to include them in my passions, because not only is it helping me, but it's also encouraging them to pursue their passions. And they see, oh, mom's pursuing her passions. This must be a good thing. I want to pursue my passions. So it's always good, if you can, to try to find ways that you can include your kids in your passions. So the 10th way that you can make your side passions a priority is by joining a networking group of like-minded people. So being a part of a community of like-minded moms can offer so much motivation and accountability, and even practical advice. And networking with others in a similar field as you can help keep you motivated and committed to whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. So you can start by finding a Facebook group that caters to your niche. Or maybe if you can't find a Facebook group that caters to your niche, you can start one if you have the capacity to do it. And you can start the group and bring in other like-minded entrepreneurs. You definitely want a network of like-minded moms that you can connect with, because even on those days where you feel like giving up or you're just too busy or whatever, you can find someone to help keep you accountable and keep you going. Because again, when we're pursuing our God-led passions, we're bringing fulfillment to our lives, and we're also helping other people. We don't want to stop that just because we have a job. So I'm just going to recap on the 10 ways that working moms can make their side hustles a priority. So number 1, start by being faithful with the little. Be faithful with what God has given you right now. That's a mindset thing. You're going to start with that mindset thing. Be faithful with what you have right now. Number 2, write out your quarterly, monthly, and weekly goals in a journal. Number 3, you're going to use a planner. Number 4, you're going to optimize your lunch breaks. Number 5, you're going to batch work. Number 6, you're going to optimize your commutes. Number 7, you're going to use work learning to your advantage. Number 8, you're going to blend work with your passion. Number 9, you're going to include your kids in your passions. And number 10, you're going to join a network of like-minded professional moms. All right, so I hope you found some value in this episode. If you did, would you do me a favor and share it with another mom who could use this as well? As you know, my platform is meant to be a blessing to mothers, so any support from you would be so appreciated. Until next time.